So Pius Langa was the second Chief Justice. Remember, the very first was Arthur Cheskelson. And in his recent years, he's been involved with the Press Freedom Commission, in fact, where people like the Press Freedom Commission, and Mathatha Tsedu certainly worked with him there as well. So I'll get your calls. Let's, however, just get the thoughts, first of all, with Mathatha Tsedu on the line. Good chatting to you, Mathatha, but for all the wrong reasons, isn't it? Sadly so.
Yeah, morning, Ashraf.
Yeah, good morning. I mean, I wish we were celebrating something, but we're just not doing that. It's what sort of a loss already? I mean, even though he was in his formative years, what sort of a loss is this to the country?
It was quite a shock for me when Mandla, his brother, called this morning to say he's gone. We'd become quite close. I was like a family now, and no longer just somebody that he used to work with. So even when he's been going into hospital, I would go in. I would know that he was in hospital, and I would go sit with him and chat. He was an amazing person at a very personal level, or very jocular, who would always, even if something is very serious, he would go for the lighter side of the thing, but eventually get to the serious part. But he wouldn't just go to the serious part and make the thing quite dull and heavy. He would want people to laugh and then come to the point. But also in his kind of leadership style when he was with us at the Press Freedom Commission, he was not the sort of person who would impose his views. He would allow the commissioners to air their views, and even where you would know that this is not something that the judge would be going with, he would allow everybody to speak. And then at some point he'll just come in and maybe ask a question, and everybody would realize that the answer to that question means that this is wrong and that is right, without him having to say so.
So quite a unique personality, right? I mean, it's interesting because, I mean, ordinarily, you often think of people who are involved in a position as a Chief Justice to be rather serious people and not have sort of that wicked sense of humor. Probably because of his career, he found avenues to entertain himself and other people as well, right?
Yeah, and over and above the sort of stuff like that, he was a very humble person. You would never know, just looking at Judge Langa, that he was who he was. And he did not exude any self-importance. He was very down to earth. His health had been an issue for some time. So at some point when we were doing the work at the Press Freedom Commission, it would go into ebbs and flows, and when he was not well, at one point he sat me down and said, I'm not used to not firing on all 6 cylinders, so I think I must step down and you guys must find somebody else to do this. And I said to him, well, I'll put this to the other guys, but I'm telling you now, we're not going to allow you out. You can come in and out as you can, but we want you here. And he pulled through, made huge contributions to the work of the commission in ways that led to the report that came out being so universally accepted. But just to show you the kind of wicked humor that Judge Langa would have, when I sat with him and I was trying to convince him to be part of the commission, to chair it. So he listens to me for a while as I'm yapping, and then he says, Mathatha, this thing that you're talking about, if you were to start a sentence with the words whereas, where would that sentence end? So I look at him and I think, wow, where is this going now? So I think of all the SASO resolutions about whereas we black people noting our oppression before resolve. So I then construct a sentence that started with whereas. And he interrogated my sentence, and but eventually became the chairperson of this commission, you know. But he's that sort of person. He wanted me to show him that I understand the full impact of what it is that I'm saying we are going to do.
Okay, we're going to talk to a range of people as well as Azor Kachalia, judge as well, about Pius Langa. Certainly worked on him from a judiciary point of view. Now your point, of course, and being in the media industry, yours was very much at the tail end of his career with the Press Freedom Commission, right? What sort of impact, however, did he make into that commission?
He was chairing it, but over and above that, Judge Langa was a person who believed in freedom of expression fully. So in the commission, there were people who sometimes felt that, especially when it came to issues of pornography and sexual matters and how media portray sexuality, there would be what I would call fundamentalists in that part, but he was not one of those. He would be the person who would be arguing for the fullest opening of the space. Even before he became the chairperson of the commission, when he was still the judge. I mean, as SANEF, the South African National Editors Forum, we dealt with Judge Langa extensively. He wrote forewords for booklets on court reporting, the opening up of the courts for the media, where today we take it for granted. Those things were not there before. It was people like him and the late Chief Justice too, who made all of this possible, because they felt that the courts were doing important work. At one stage, I had been asked to speak at the congratulations